Hey YouTube, hey vinyl community. I'm making another video on thrift store finds. Now I know in my last video I said that because I was looking for a job I didn't have time, but you know, to cheer myself up and you know the job search, it's pretty intense. You spend a lot of time on the computer and pounding the pavement and keeping track of your correspondence online and telephone calls and all that. But you know, I'm lucky I have thrift stores that are so close by that I just stop in and I just have to dig. I just have to dig for records. And I like to thank some of the comments I've gotten. I don't get a whole lot of comments, but then again I don't ask for a lot. But it cheers me up when I do look for records and I find something I really like. And you know, you can find records for as little as like $3 for $1, like I have here. And in the last like week or so, I found some more. And being that I'm such a cheapskate, it's not going to be an economic hardship to get more records. So I thought I'd dig in and show you some more thrift store finds here. Oh, by the way, I'm playing one that I actually I'll show you in time here. Remember Soul Train, the TV show? I used to love to watch that show in the 70s. And especially those dancers. I mean, they could dance. They could move like I didn't think human beings could even move, you know? I mean, even black people. Not being racist or nothing, I know. But even it's like they move like they didn't have their bones in their bodies. Like their bodies are made of cartilage or something. They could move like I didn't think human beings could even move. But that's where I found this record. This is The Sound of Philadelphia. But anyway, I'll show you that one later. Let's get on with it though. This is one I found from the 60s, kind of a period piece. It was Spanky and Our Gang, and they had a couple of big hits in I think like 65 or 66. Lazy Day and Sunday Will Never Be the Same. I found this one just this morning. It's like one of those kind of records you would find if you bought like a Zenith console sound system or whatever probably back in the mid 60s or whatever. This is the Folk All Stars here. It's got stuff from Pete Seeger, the Clancy Brothers, New Christie Minstrels, the Brothers Four, and I just played it this morning. It sounds like brand new. Another thing we'll hear from the swing band era, Best of Glenn Miller. Which is kind of nice. I'm always looking for like clean copies of older stuff too. I got stuff from the swing era. Now I remember, you know, most people know Roy Clark, from his instrumental prowess, and he was on the Hee Haw TV show for decades. But this was a hit he had as a singer also. Yesterday When I Was Young. I haven't played it yet, but I thought that was kind of a rare thing. Usually I come across Roy Clark albums, and they're usually his instrumental stuff because he was a great guitar player. I've come across a lot of copies of this a lot through the years, but they were never good copies. But I found this one, soundtrack to the movie Around the World in 80 Days. That's kind of nice to have. I collect a lot of movie soundtracks and TV soundtracks, and probably in the future I'll feature a video on a lot of my collection. I have a pretty extensive collection of stuff like that. Here's another kind of a girl singer here, Nicolette Larson. And this is kind of an instrumental group of like folk stuff, I guess you call it. Washington Square, the Village Stompers. Kind of have like a folk kind of band thing going there. Now here's a These guys were kind of like, I think, kind of like a punk kind of sound back in the 60s, that garage sound, but they kind of made this album, and it's kind of like a concept album, kind of like, they sound a lot, in this record they sound a lot like the Association, that kind of smooth California pop thing going, but they were the Crying Shames. And I played this one this morning. Like I said, if you know how the Association, the band The Association, sounded, that this is pretty much a lot like that. Now here's one, I don't know anything about these guys. I never heard of these guys. They appear to be like a acoustic duo. They're called Batdorf and Rodney. And you know, one of them, he's got kind of like that David Crosby look going there. And you can see it was a, I'll show you. So I haven't played this one yet. It's a DJ copy. And this is kind of like a, I don't know, R&B thing here. The In Crowd, Ramsey Lewis Trio. I haven't played this yet. Now I'm kind of a fan, like my last video was, I talked about Motown and a lot of the bands, the Motown sound. After Diana Ross left the Supremes kind of kept going with another singer. And so I picked up this one. This is the post-Diana Supremes here. What's it say? New Ways, but Love Stays. And what I like about this one, it's got a track on here. One of my favorite Supremes tracks of all time is Stoned Love. If you know what that one is, Stoned Love. So it's kind of like getting that one. Here's one of the early kind of pre-disco, kind of like the Sound of Philadelphia things going here. Rock Your Baby, George McRae. I always liked that record. And came across some more Roberta Flack. This was kind of a big hit she had. Killing Me Softly. Kind of had like a funny, let's get this kind of a funny cover here with the piano thing going here. Yeah. So it's kind of cool. Here's another one here. Kind of that same sound. Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. Wake Up Everybody. And another kind of band, kind of that kind of disco sound, but kind of like the Sound of Philadelphia thing going. Best of the Spinners. So I was kind of lucky to get that. Another group like that, the Stylistics. Let's Put It All Together. Pretty cool. And another record that I fondly kind of remember from AM radio, listening to AM radio back in the early 70s, late 60s, early 70s. The OJ's, Backstabbers. I can kind of relate to the title Backstabbers because I think that's how I lost my last job. I think someone stabbed me in the back or whatever, but I'm trying to move beyond that. So here's another lady, kind of famous. I didn't really know much about her, but I know she sang one of the theme songs from one of the James Bond movies. I think it was Goldfinger, I'm not sure, but Shirley Bassey. And I Love You So. And another kind of a one-hit wonder, I kind of think, pop guy, Edward Bear. So that might be interesting. This one, I don't know. I know I have some viewers in Scandinavia. From YouTube Insight, I kind of look sometimes in my videos and I see like Sweden, maybe Denmark. I know what's her name in Denmark. She subscribes to me. Mero DK, giving you a little shout out there. But one of Sweden's little flash in the pan groups that made it in the U.S. was Blue Swede, Hooked on the Feeling. I remember that record. So that might be kind of fun. Another kind of American pop guy, Andy Kim. I know he had some kind of pop hits in the early 70s, so that's kind of cool. Here's kind of a has a very cool cover. I don't recall what's on this, but they're kind of famous, kind of a hippie kind of band, San Francisco kind of band, I guess. The Quicksilver Messenger Service. Got that kind of cool, you know, graphics or whatever on the cover there, so that's kind of cool. Here's an English pop guy. I don't know if he predated, say, the Beatles or whatever, but he was kind of like that kind of English pop star thing going there in the mid '60s. Never had any records by him until now. Georgie Fame, The Ballad of Bonnie and Clyde. So that's kind of cool. I never had anything from him until now. This is kind of I always liked this single that this group made. I found this record too. I don't know if they had any other stuff after this, but I was kind of glad to find this one. Mercy, Love Can Make You Happy. That's kind of a great kind of a slow song, but it's a very kind of atmospheric kind of pop record. I found a couple records by this group. They kind of borrowed their name from another group, the Seekers. Once again, the New Seekers there. So that's kind of cool. And another one of them, another one by the New Seekers. Beautiful People. They kind of had that clean cut kind of look there for the early 70s, I guess. Most people come across James Taylor records, I guess. This one I didn't have. What's it called there? That's why I'm here. Yeah, that's why I'm here making videos, so I could show you James Taylor records here. I've come across several Petula Clark records. I kind of wish I had some of the earlier ones. I got like the Downtown, the one with Downtown on it, but I came across this one too. It's not in great shape as far as the cover, but the disc is pretty good. It's Color My World and Who Am I? So that was kind of nice to get. Here's one of those kind of like, I guess you call it the kind of the space age bachelor pad genre kind of records, those late 50s, early 60s records, kind of mood music or whatever. This one's called Skins Bongo Party with Les Baxter, so kind of a novelty thing there going, kind of like the cover there, kind of like a period piece there. Another band of American Indians. They had a couple of big hits, I think, in the early 70s. This was Red Bone. And I don't know I can't really read it too well. I don't think it has their big hit I remember was Come and Get Your Love. Here's another kind of novelty record, one of those KTEL TV advertised records. 24 great truck driving songs. So that's kind of fun to have. And I had this record back in the the early 80s, and I don't know, I got rid of some records back then. I don't know why. I kind of wish I had kept all my records, but I got this one back. This was the first album I got ever from this group. The group was Genesis, and this is the record. And then there were three. Of course, that was because Peter Gabriel had left the band at that point, and kind of Phil Collins had kind of moved up front as far as singing and that. He was the drummer, of course. Here's a pretty. Wasn't really a huge Eagles fan or whatever, but this record is in absolute mint condition. One of their bigger records, I guess. The Long Run. And I'll show you the inside here. Of course, this is after Joe Walsh had joined the band, and he kind of added a little harder edge, rock edge to the records, the songs, or whatever. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I guess it just goes to prove that you know, you can always find time, and it doesn't cost much money. You stop by and, you know, look for records at your Goodwill or your Vincent de Paul thrift store or whatever. And like I said, I have actually had some time to listen to some music or whatever while I'm, you know, sitting in front of the computer and looking for jobs or whatever and posting my resume and all that. But it's just one of those things that, you know, kind of keeps you going. Like I said, I appreciate comments or whatever, and thumbs up or whatever if you like what you see here. And I try to watch other people's vinyl videos too. I wish I had more time, but I'm gonna make maybe another future video on trying to I don't know, not really explain, but kind of extrapolate why, you know, we have this passion for collecting records and music, and why, you know, especially when you're going through like hard times or whatever, you really enjoy listening to records or music that you know, can identify with. There's other people out there in the vinyl community. I'd like to mention, like, one who's really good at explaining things is Long Lost LP Man. I like his videos. I like how he explains why we like to collect music, why we really appreciate musicians, and how they kind of communicate on a deeper level to their listeners, and how I think people who really appreciate music, whatever the genre, whatever, I think to me that's like they really experience communication on a much deeper level. So I hope you appreciate this video, and I hope you tune in again real soon. So until then, thanks a lot, and we hope to see you again real soon. Bye for now.